welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kim, and today I just wanted to come on here, y'all, and talk to y'all a little bit about, my experience as a first-time home buyer, or really more so the things that I have learned not only throughout the process but during my first year as a first-time home buyer. And I just wanted to share it. Maybe it'll help somebody else, y'all. So I started the home buying process many years ago. Yeah, several years before I actually became a homeowner. I looked into like what I needed to become a homeowner. I actually tried several times, had my credit pulled, talked to a couple of brokers, talked to a few realtors about owning a home. I was getting turned down left and right, y'all. I think the first time I tried was in 2010. That was the very first time I tried. And then I waited a few years, got another job, paid off some debt, and I tried again. I don't even know when, but I know I waited a few more years and I tried again. I've tried at least 3 times before actually being approved. So I was always told you need more income, your credit is not that good, increase your income, up your credit score. Okay, cool. So I managed to do that, and I was ready to purchase my home in 2023. I was actually really surprised when the broker called me back and was like, okay, you're pre-approved for such and such amount. And I was like, oh, okay. Because, when you're used to being told no, when you get that yes, it's kind of shocking. So the whole day after she called me, I couldn't focus. I couldn't work, y'all. I was just in shock that I finally got approved. So, I went ahead. She asked me to use her realtor. And I was like, you know what? Okay. Because at that time, I didn't really have anybody in mind. Now, I am a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. So if you use realtors through Navy Federal, even without being approved for a loan through Navy Federal for a home, you will get like a certain percentage back at closing, depending on what the price of your home was. So they have certain brackets, for the home purchase price. Okay, so for me, I got $1,200 cash back at closing just for using their realtor. So they have certain amounts due to whatever the cost of your house is. You can receive that amount back at closing. Okay, so I initially had said I was going to use Navy Federal because why not? Who don't want free money? Because I was going to need that money to buy everything that I needed for my home, right? So I let this broker talk me into using their realtor because their realtor promised to give me that $1,200 or whatever back at closing. So I was like, okay, cool. If she's going to give me that money back, I'm not going to lose anything. I'll go ahead and use her. Well, that realtor ended up dropping me, which I was glad because I was sitting there like, how am I going to get out of this contract with this? She was basically a social media realtor, and y'all know what I mean. Y'all know social media realtors. So the ones that I'm talking about, they're posing on their Facebook profiles, arms crossed. They're always posting and bragging and boasting about, the homes they're selling, how much they're costing, and, just very flashy, very just all about let me get this money real fast. Don't really care about these clients. You want the content, you want to show off. I felt like her experience, she made my experience all about her. She used to brag all the time, telling me about, oh, I already bought 3 homes, and telling me the cost of her new home that she just purchased. And me being a single mother, stepping out on my own. Although I make good income, however, you don't want to overspend. You always want to live below your means. I wasn't going to be out here bragging and boasting or trying to show off for nobody. I was going to get a home in my price range. I gave them a set amount that I wanted to pay every month, knowing that this is the first time I was going to be stepping out on my own like this. And guess what? We got to eat. And, we got other bills to pay. So I'm not going all out just because I was approved for a certain amount. Because I got approved for a decent amount. I was approved for a certain amount. That did not mean I needed to max out my limit and spend that amount. And don't let these people, that's one thing I learned. When you are purchasing a home, Don't let them talk you into getting these expensive homes, because you are the one that has to pay that mortgage every month, that light bill, and everything else that comes with it. She was trying to talk me into a home that was about $25,000 over the budget that I had set for myself, just because she wanted to sell. You know, it was all about her, how she's decorating her home and she's doing this and the type of home she's buying and her husband business and this and this and that. I didn't feel like the focus was on me at all. The experience was not fun for me. Then she took a trip. We were supposed to see these houses, and y'all, mind you, I was buying at the time where the interest rates were really high. So everybody was kind of in that same budget or that approval range as me, because of how the interest was doing everybody. It was hard out here. I mean, people were paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over the actual asking price for these homes. So if you weren't getting there fast and hopping on these homes, like when they post, as soon as they post, you got to get in there, look at it, put your offer in. If you weren't doing that, you wasn't getting it. And I mean, I missed out on so many houses because of this girl. She went to Mexico. I'm texting her like, hey, I saw this house. Can we go see it today? She's like, oh, I'm in Mexico for the weekend. Maybe I can find somebody else to show it to you. So you wasn't going to tell me you was going to Mexico for the weekend? Like little weird stuff like that. Like, of course, I can't control your life. You do what you want to do, you know. But let me know as your client. Let me know. Don't just do that. I'm thinking we working together. I was going to see you. You just left, went to Mexico, ain't tell me nothing. So she was very inconsiderate, didn't care about my time, what I had going on. Everything was just all about her and getting this fast money. I wasn't moving fast enough for her. I wouldn't settle for any house that she was showing me. There were specific things I wanted. And because I wouldn't just hop on something, she dropped me, y'all. And you know what? She sent this long message like, I'm so sorry I have to do this. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh, girl. I texted her back. I was like, thank you, because I was trying to figure out how to get out of this contract, because you are not that great of a realtor. You're not very responsive. You're very inconsiderate. I did not feel like this experience was about me. It's about you. So I am happy you dropped me as a client. I was like, I wish you the best. Girl, bye. Y'all, I was so happy. So after her, I went ahead and I signed up for that Navy Federal Realtor program. And y'all, I got this older white gentleman, and he was just amazing. When I say amazing, amazing. I mean, this guy was, I never seen a realtor do this. He was going up under the house, looking in the crawl space, y'all, checking for cracks in the foundation. He was like checking for termite. I mean, he was doing everything. I ain't never seen this girl do none of that. None of it. I mean, we went into a house that had a big hole in the ceiling, and she just looked like, oh, and still tried to talk me into buying a house. Now, mind you, if you are in a market or you have a little bit of money to spend, maybe you will get a house that needs some, you know, cosmetic updates or some work done to it. Me, I said from day one, I did not want a home I had to do anything to. Now, that's the first thing that I learned. Set your boundaries with these realtors. Let them know what you want and you stick to it. Do not let them talk you out of it. Because like I said, I want something moving ready. I want an updated home that's moving ready in my price range. I don't want to pay over such and such amount a month. So he stuck to that. He wouldn't show me no houses that was over my budget. That girl, she didn't care. She was just sending me anything. Just get whatever. So anyway, but he was checking everything, y'all. He felt like it was like a father helping out a daughter. Like he really did care. Some homes we were going to, he was like, well, it's your decision, but I wouldn't let my daughter live here. I don't think this is good for you and your kids. Like he was so helpful. I mean, he was, since I was new to the process, never did it before. I know people that have done it. My sister has bought and sold, you know, a couple houses, you know, so I would talk to her about it. Friends have purchased homes and stuff like that. My brother has done it. My younger sister has done it as well. So, you know, I could talk to them about stuff. However, you know, this is my experience. So it's a little bit different. So he really guided me, helped me, taught me through everything, explained everything. Like, he was upfront with me about a lot of things, y'all. And if he saw something that he didn't like, he would let me know and explain it to me. This might cost you some money because of X, Y, and Z. He was wonderful, perfect. So yeah, stick to what you want. Get what you want, not what they want you to get, okay? Okay. So the next big thing that I learned was money. Now, when I moved into this home, I had to buy everything. Only thing me and my kids came here with was our clothes, their toys, like our personal items, but towels, beds, TVs, couches, pots, pans, spoons, plates. I had to buy all that stuff, y'all. I didn't take any of that from our own old house. Kitchen table, I didn't take none of it. I was like, you know what? I'm walking into something new. I'm starting over in my life. I'm getting everything new. Everything new. And I mean, I ain't have a bed to take anyway, so, you know, and the girls had to get new beds. So, anyway, I got everything brand new. Thank God now I had family that did help me with getting stuff. And I'm not going to say everything they did for me because that's between me and them. But my family helped me so much. But I recommend, and even if you're coming from your house, you know, some people may be moving from an apartment and you already have furniture. Wonderful. You have stuff you can bring. You all to a good start. But what I'm saying when I say money, don't be like me. I was the type of person that felt like I had to have everything right now. Meaning I had to have even the decorations on the wall, y'all. Like, I'm like, I want everything set up, looking perfect, looking like a lived-in home immediately. I kind of regret being that way because it did get me into a little bit of debt. You know, I'm cool, I'm good. But what I'm saying is, if you know you are that type of person, make sure you have a certain amount of money into your savings, because for one, you want to have money in savings, not only to purchase the things that you need, but you always want to have some type of money in your savings for things that may happen, things that may come up, you know. Of course, like I said, I wanted a move-in ready house, but when I got here, I had an incident to where the guys that hooked up my washer and dryer, they ended up flooding out my laundry room. You know, that's an expense. Didn't think about that. Also, there was an issue with my back door. We saw it during the visit. It's something was wrong with the door to where we had to like lift it and lock it. And I say visit. We saw it during, you know, when I first came here to view the home, I saw that. I thought it was a minor issue or whatever. But and then the door is locking. Is that you had to lift it, push it hard, and lock it. But when my mom and sister came that first day, I was working and they were here waiting on the guys to bring my furniture. They opened the door and it would not go back shut. They couldn't get it locked, nothing. The door was just left open. So I had to get a locksmith here to fix that door. I had to get somebody in here to change the locks anyway, but that was an extra expense. Not only did I have to get the locks changed on the door, but I also had to get the door fixed. So that was a few $100s. The flooding of the laundry room was a few $100s. So although my home was moving ready, I did start out with some expenses. Yep, I did. So you want to have some type of money saved up, not only for, like I said, the unexpected expenses like that, because that stuff, just those two things added up to about $500-600. And then also, if you are the type, like I was saying, if you know you gotta have everything, I just can't sit in an empty house. There's nothing wrong with that. If I had to do things over, I think I would have taken my time to get my stuff, kind of like my brother did when he bought his house. He didn't rush out and just buy everything at the same time. He slowly got, you know, things that he wanted. But me, I'm like, no, I gotta have my curtains, and I gotta have this type of curtain, and I gotta have this type of table, I gotta have this type of couches, you know, $2,000 couches, and this and this and that. No, that's the wrong way to approach this, because it's something new and different. You paying a mortgage, you never had to do that before. It's totally different from paying rent. you know. And I say that because at least when you pay your rent, if any other expense come up in your home, something break, they gonna fix it. But when you paying a mortgage, you got to pay that mortgage plus account for any other expenses that you have. So I do wish I kind of paced myself and not spent as much money getting everything, because I plan to be here, you know, for a while. I plan to be here for a while. It's not like, you know, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So that being said, I have time to get whatever I want. So, you know, just be mindful of that. Have you a nice little savings set up. Do not overspend, because you don't know what's going to come up. Also, within, you know, me moving into the house, I ran and I got a new car. That new car has cost me a lot of money. I talk about that a little bit more in one of my other videos. So the unexpected car expenses is well factored into that. So y'all, a house and a car are things you're never going to be done paying for, because even after you have paid off the loan on it, it always have to be fixed. You have to keep these things up. So you want to make sure you have a certain amount of money in your savings account. I would say at least $10,000 just for unexpected expenses. And then for the other little things like your moving expenses and stuff, you want to have a nice little nest egg for that. So guys, I hope I wasn't all over the place in the video. That's just a couple things that I learned, you know, during my first year as a homeowner. A couple things that I wish I would have done differently, and a little bit about my home buying experience. If you want to know more about that home buying process or how my experience went, just drop me a comment. Let me know. I can do more videos about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Keep coming back for more, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, friends.